We come down here to the bottom right, which are some questions that I want you to sit with, and I think will really help you develop that financial foundation framework that I'm looking to build with you before we actually implement the strategy. So implementing the strategy is the last step, okay? Too often, many of you are trying to do the strategy of velocity banking, let's say, without doing the pregame work. And you'll hear me preach this all the time, where I'm like, go check out velocity banking pregame work. If you're not gonna hire me or Christy Van or Matthew Pillmore, Kwok Brothers, or Replace Your University, or any other financial professional that's teaching velocity banking in their practice, if you're not gonna hire us one-to-one to work with you, and you're gonna DIY style, and your version of DIY is watching 3 videos and then going to get a HELOC or a PLOC, you are in for a treat, my friend. You are in for a treat. And you're gonna make a lot of mistakes, and it's gonna cost you a lot of money, and then when you look at the math, you would have been better off not doing the strategy so many times, right? Like 9 times out of 10, you're better off not doing the strategy if you don't fully understand what you're getting into before you do it. I think there's a ton of value in doing velocity banking pregame work, which is why I made a playlist called Velocity Banking Pregame Work. And when you go through that pregame work, I can help people save so much money before we even implement the strategy that by the time you implement it, you've got the nitrous boost, right? You've got all systems go, right? You're able to just floor it and not worry about burnout, right? Not worry about spinning out at all. Like, you're able to just go forward because you have so many parameters and protections built in place for you to successfully implement the strategy. So these questions I want you to sit with, I think will help you also come to a clear decision how I want to move forward. What's your beliefs about money and debt, right? What are some facts about money? What are the current facts? You got to separate beliefs and facts, right? What are the current facts you understand and know about money and debt, right? And what are some beliefs you have about money? For example, if it is your belief that you want to be debt-free because you never want to use debt again, that is a strong belief. You're saying, Denzel, not only do I want to be debt-free, I never want to use debt again. Okay? So you are throwing out facts, which is not necessarily a bad thing, okay? But you just have to understand that you can't let the facts manipulate that belief. If you believe for your household, for your life, for your family, that you want to be debt-free and never use debt again, you don't want to look at it, you don't want to touch it, you don't want to get anywhere near debt, you need to have a set of morals, values, principles that you abide by. Because if you do not, you're going to find yourself touching things that you shouldn't be touching, right? You're going to find yourself putting your hand on the stove to see if it's hot, and it's freaking hot, okay? You have to really get clear about what are your beliefs about money. I want you to comment some beliefs you have about money. These are just a standard statement, right? Like if I walked into your house and you had a statement right when I walked in or right on your front door that told me your belief about money, what would you say, right? So comment below, what is one belief you have about money, or comment one belief you have about debt, okay? What do you believe about debt? Don't give me a fact. Give me your personal belief. What do you believe about money and about debt, right? So I'm already seeing one comment that it's hard to make a lot of money. Okay? That is a belief, right? Money doesn't come easy, okay? That's a belief. I want to see some more comments. What is a belief you have about money? What is a belief you have about debt? I want to see some comments coming in, okay? Everyone is in debt. It's normal. Okay, that's another comment. Good, good, good. So I want to give you a chance to let those comments come in. And when you answer beliefs about money and debt and you get facts about money and debt. That's going to help you build a strong financial foundation. And then from there, we'll be able to choose the strategy that best fits your needs, okay? That best fits your style of personal finance, the way that you currently operate. Okay, so I'm gonna give a few seconds to let folks comment, and then I'm gonna present a case study for you, okay? Give you a nice case study to work with. I think you'll enjoy. Let me make sure, get this person. If you're getting a ton of value, go ahead and hit the like button for me if it's your first time. Be sure to subscribe. We do tons of master classes on this channel, lots of work that we've been putting in place. A lot of exciting things that we're doing, having a blast. Let me give some numbers here. These numbers are not too crazy. This is someone I'm working with that I really enjoyed having a nice conversation. This is a brand new client I'm working with. I'll give you some numbers. Got somebody making $6,931. Their expenses are $4,195.10. Total debt is $155,521.71. And we have a cash flow of $2,735.90. Pretty cool stuff. This person married, 4 kids, and we are in state of Iowa. Now, give me a second because I'm actually going to pull up their numbers and show some of the interest rates that they have on their debts, just so that we can get a little more context on what we're working with. So let me see if I can just pull that up for you all. So we've got a personal loan at 6.97%. That's way below what the norm is. Now, reason for that is because the loan, the type of loan that they have, if I'm not mistaken, I have to verify, I do believe that was a 401k loan, if I'm not mistaken, or a loan that they've had for a number of years. Okay? So look what we got. We got 2 personal loans, both at 6.97%. One they owe $1,359.63 on. The other is $5,697.08. Payments $109.62, $52.91. Then we have a mortgage that they acquired way before 2024, and you're going to see where their mortgage is at. $142,285, $1,395 is the payment, 4.5% interest rate. And then they have a medical debt of $6,180. Payment is $270, no interest. This person came across my channel learning about velocity banking. They were obtaining information about infinite banking as well, and they are wanting to implement potentially both strategies. They're thinking that, you know what, I think I want to put a life insurance policy in place. So they might want to consider, you know, they do have a desire to pay off debt, but they also recognize that their debts are not hurting them financially speaking. They have healthy cash flows, right? Having $2,735.90 of cash flow every single month is way better than the majority of Americans that have under 500, right? So they're not doing too bad despite the debts that they currently have. So they're trying to process beliefs about money, facts about money, build a financial foundation. They have a pretty good financial foundation already. They're evaluating the different debt payoff strategies. And so when I come in, I start to point out specific numbers that if you're following along right now and you've got your numbers right next to you, right? You got your book open, you got your notes, okay? I want to help you see what I see and how I ask certain questions and figure out certain numbers to help me move forward in giving proper guidance to help people make the best decisions with their money. Okay, I want to give you that so that regardless of whether we work together one-to-one or not, that you'll still feel really equipped to build that initial financial foundation with confidence. And the goal on this YouTube channel, whether you're a client or not, is to have a strong financial foundation. It's less about how much money you make, right? Although making more money is awesome, but I would argue having a strong financial foundation is more important than the amount of money you make. Because it's not about what you make, it's about what you keep and what you steward and how you use the money. Okay? So I'm gonna go back to my question earlier about your belief about money, right? If I was to walk into your home or out on your front door or right when I walk in, and the statement said something about the way you view money, and that helped me understand you more, what would that statement be? Okay? Here's another strong belief. He says, I believe debt keeps you enslaved, right? So this would be a type of person, right? If he's looking at debt payoff strategy, right out the gate, we have to throw velocity banking out, regardless of whether the strategy can produce a better result for them, because their belief does not match the strategy. So here's something that I've learned after coaching over 1,000+ families over the last 7+ years, is that belief matters more than the strategy. And this is coming from someone that is strategy focused, right? I am laser focused on providing the best ways for people to get out of debt, the most efficient ways for people to get out of debt, the most efficient ways to build your finances, have a better life. But I've learned over the years, regardless of how good, how clean, how awesome, the numbers, the blueprint, the accountability, like it don't matter. None of that matters if their belief doesn't match what they're doing, because now they're in a compromised position, right? Gentleman just got done saying, I believe debt keeps you enslaved. So if he hires me and I start teaching him how to use debt to get out of debt and how to use debt to make more income, even though I'm illustrating fantastic results, he'll never actually do it to the full capacity because he's morally compromised. And if he does move forward with it, he's morally compromised. He's not going to feel satisfied even when he gets the results, because he feels like he's going to be, enslaved, his own words, right? Which then creates a different kind of problem where it's like, even if I help that guy become a millionaire by leveraging debt and offsetting interest and doing all these wonderful things, he'll probably be miserable and stressed out of his mind, versus I need to just stick with cash flow index, debt avalanche, or debt snowball, right? Throw velocity banking out the door, throw borrowing from a 401k out the door, and a whole life insurance contract. It doesn't make sense.